Do you ever feel overwhelmed by life's challenges, on the brink of throwing in the towel? In this video, we dive into the powerful teachings of Stoicism to help you find resilience in the face of adversity. Lesson 1. Acknowledge your feelings. The first thing you should do when life feels too much is to recognize how you feel. Stoicism says that having feelings is a normal part of being human, but we shouldn't let them run our lives. It's important to remember that your feelings are real and true when you're sad, but they don't make you who you are. Having emotions doesn't make you good or bad. They're just signs. They tell us about how we think and feel and how we see the world. But here's the thing. Feelings, even strong ones like sadness, anger, or helplessness, only last for a short time. Like clouds that come and go, they are like that. Stoicism tells us to be aware of our thoughts without judging them. In the Stoic way of life, this is called mental clarity. It means being able to take a moment to look at your feelings without getting caught up in them. When you want to give up, breathe deeply and tell yourself, I am not my feelings. They're happening to me, but they don't make me who I am. This change in point of view can help you feel less weighed down by your feelings. By naming your feelings, you're taking the truth of the situation without letting it take over your life. This is the first thing you need to do to get back in charge of your life and mind. You can better understand your thoughts once you recognize them. Then you can make choices that are in line with your values and long-term goals. Lesson 2. Talk to someone you believe in. Even though Stoicism is mostly about being strong on your own, it also knows how important relationships and society are. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, wrote a lot about how people are all linked. While Stoics stress inner strength, they also teach us that people are social and don't have to deal with life's problems on their own. It can be very helpful to talk to someone you know when you want to give up. Talking about how you feel with someone who cares about you can help, whether it's a close friend, family member, or counselor. Stoicism tells us that we are not separate from the rest of the world. We are a part of it. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's an awareness that people do better when they are part of a group. Talking to someone can help you see things in a different way. It's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when you're going through tough feelings. But someone from the outside can give you a fresh look at things, assist you in comprehending them better, and reassure you that things are not as hopeless as they look. Sometimes, all you need is someone to listen to you with compassion. Someone who won't judge you, but will just listen and offer support. Talking to other people also helps you feel linked. It's normal to feel alone when you're having a hard time, like you're the only one dealing with such strong feelings. But the truth is that lots of people have been where you are now, and some are even going through it right now. When you let people in, they can share their stories and help you remember that you're not alone. Also, keep in mind that you are not a bother to other people. We might not want to talk to other people when we want to give up because we don't want to make them feel bad. True friends and family, on the other hand, will be happy to help you, just like you would help them if the roles were switched. Marcus Aurelius said that since we are all linked together, it is our duty to help each other. When the world seems too big to carry by yourself, don't be afraid to ask for help. For a while, let someone else help you carry the weight. Sharing your problems can make them lighter and help you remember the power and support that's all around you. Lesson 3. Figure out what caused it. It's important to dig deep and find out what's really going on when you want to give up. Stoicism urges people to think about themselves and make their decisions. Most of the time, wanting to give up isn't caused by just one problem. It's a buildup of different things that are stressful. Work may be too much for you. Personal problems may be bothering you, or you may feel like you're not moving forward in life. But instead of letting these feelings blend into one big sadness, you should take the time to separate them. You can start working on answers once you know what the real problem is. For instance, if you feel like you have too much to do at work, you might need to ask for help, give jobs to other people, or set clearer boundaries. It might be time to have an honest talk with the people in your relationships if they are making you unhappy. If you don't know what to do or feel like you have no direction, It might be time to make sure your actions are in line with your beliefs and goals. Finding the cause of your feelings gives you the power to do something about it. You might not be able to fix everything right away, but it's a big step forward to know where to put your efforts. In Stoicism, this means being in charge of your own thoughts and life. You can't change the things that happen around you, but you can change how you react to them. Also, it's important to know that not all problems can be fixed right away, and that's fine. To ease some of the stress, sometimes just knowing why you feel the way you do is enough. Once you know what the real problem is, you can go after it with a clearer head and a calmer heart, knowing that you are trying to solve the real problem instead of giving up because you feel hopeless. Lesson 4. Give yourself a reward when you do well. The thought that they're not making progress is a big reason why many people want to give up. Stoicism tells us that it's okay for progress to be slow and small. The Stoics tell us that every step we take is a step in the right way, no matter how small. It's important to praise and treat yourself for the progress you've already made when you feel like you're not making enough progress towards your goals or getting through tough times. Take a moment to think about what you've done well, no matter how small it may seem. You may have gotten out of bed today, even though it was hard. You might have finished a job task that was bothering you. You may have taken the time to ask a friend or family member for help. Even though these things may not seem important, they show that you're making progress. For Stoics, it's not about being perfect, it's about getting better. Giving yourself big gifts or buying lots of stuff isn't the only way to reward yourself. Sometimes all you need to do is recognize your hard work, praise yourself for showing up, or take a moment to do something you enjoy. Marcus Aurelius often thought about the little steps forward and told himself that life is not about being perfect, but about getting better all the time. The more you reward yourself for growth, the less you think about what isn't working and more about what is. This shift in thinking can be very inspiring. Even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes, it tells you that you are changing, discovering, and growing. Don't forget that progress is progress, no matter how little it is. Patience is very important to the Stoic way of life. Don't rush through life. The trip is just as important as the finish line. No matter how small your wins may seem, be proud of them because they show that you are strong, that you are not giving up, and that you are going forward. Lesson 5. Give yourself time. Being patient is one of the most important things you can learn from Stoicism. This is especially true when it comes to yourself. There are many problems, setbacks, and hard times in life, but the Stoics tell us that everything takes time. Most of the time, giving up is caused by asking too much from yourself too quickly. He said that when things don't go as planned, we shouldn't be hard on ourselves. He told us, no great thing is created suddenly. It's important to remember that growth takes time. Whether you're trying to learn something new, get over a setback, or reach a personal goal, you don't have to hurry or be perfect. Sometimes it's easy to be harsh on yourself when you're sad. Some people feel like they aren't good enough or don't do enough, but these thoughts are often caused by having too high of hopes. Stoicism tells us to be patient and kind to ourselves when we have high hopes. Understand that it's okay for things to move slowly as you grow, heal, and make progress. Giving yourself time and space to make mistakes is part of being patient with yourself. We all make mistakes when we're learning and living. Marcus Aurelius wrote a lot about how important it is to accept our flaws and the flaws of others. By doing that, he thought, we could stop feeling like we had to be perfect all the time. It's okay to fall because you're human. The important thing is that you get back up and keep going. Realizing that you can't control everything is another part of being gentle with yourself. Things won't always go the way you want them to, no matter how hard you try. Focus on the things you can change, like your thoughts, actions, and emotions, and let go of the things you can't. When you are patient, you give yourself the space to deal with the problems in life with a steady mind. Remind yourself that it's okay to take things one step at a time when you want to give up. Right now, you don't need to know everything. You will get through this if you are kind to yourself, give yourself time, and know that you will. Lesson 6. Change where you are. When you want to give up, the trouble isn't always inside you. It can also be outside you. Your surroundings have a big effect on how you think and feel. Stoicism says that we can change what we can about our surroundings and how we react to it, but we can't always change what we can't. It's no surprise that you want to give up if you're constantly exposed to bad things, stress, or harmful people. Change your surroundings. It's one of the most powerful things you can do at this point. This doesn't always mean making big changes like quitting your job or moving to a new place, though it might be necessary in some situations. These days, making small changes can have a big effect on your mental health. For instance, if your work or life tasks are making you feel too busy, take a break. Take a walk outside, spend time in nature, or just find a quiet place to calm down. Marcus Aurelius talked a lot about how important it was to go inside your own mind. A mental retreat where you can find calm and clarity even when everything else is going crazy. Changing your surroundings can also mean putting yourself around positive and helpful people. If the people around you are bad for you or drain you, it may be time to set limits or look for new friends. Stoicism says that the people we hang out with affect us, so pick your friends carefully. Making a space that makes you feel calm is another way to change your surroundings. Little changes to your physical surroundings can have a big effect on your mental and emotional health. For example, getting rid of mess in your home, adding plants to your living space, or making a space just for relaxing and thinking can all make a big difference. Stoicism tells you to do something if you are in a situation that is really bad or you can't stand it. We are in charge of our own health and happiness, even though we can't control everything else. Do everything you can to get away from a toxic setting or set limits that will protect your peace of mind. You can make a place that is good for your mental and emotional health by making small changes to your surroundings. You'll be better able to deal with problems and less likely to feel crushed or beaten. Remember that the Stoics said we should change what we can change and let go of what we can't change. If your surroundings are making you feel down, change them. You might find that your mood gets better as a result. Stoicism teaches us important lessons about being strong, having patience, and being kind to ourselves. When you want to give up, remember that you can recognize your feelings. Get help, figure out why you're having trouble, reward yourself for progress, be patient with yourself, and change your surroundings if you need to. By following these rules, you can get through tough times with strength and clarity, and you can return to a place of peace and purpose.